Hey everyone. Okie dokie. So the first thing we're going to do is make homemade tortillas. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this depending on your tastes. I've done them three ways. I've done them with lard, I've done them with butter, and I've done them with bacon grease. The bacon grease ones are pretty good for breakfast because you do get that bacon taste in your tortillas. But I have had the consensus from the family that they like the butter ones. Well, at least from the youngest, whose opinion is the most. So what we have in our bowl is going to be I learned how to use anything. Okay, so in our bowl we have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt. You're going to mix those together to get that all incorporated. And then what you're going to do after that is you're going to put in a whole stick of butter. Now, with the butter, what I've done is I have cubed it all up and cut it into little pieces because you are going to be mixing this together with your fingers. You don't want it to melt because it is going to melt with the warm water that we put in, but you want to really get your fingers in there and just mix those clumps of butter. Smash them with your fingers, and you want the consistency of sand in here. And get that just really combined in there. Tortillas have always scared me just because they looked so labor intensive, and when you're a 12-year-old watching your mom and your aunts make them, they can be labor intensive, but it's actually super easy. So you're going to want to get those in there, get them really mixed in. And again, you're going to want the consistency of sand. So we're kind of getting there. You're going to want to break up those bits. I tend to mush them through my finger, through my thumb, to kind of get them. Now again, like I said, the water is going to really start to melt those once you put the warm water in. So again, this is 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, and you can use more salt. I've had people use up to 2 tablespoons. It's a little bit too much salt for me. And then once you get all of that in there, and I usually wear a apron for this, but I did not put one on. Next, we're going to do 2 cups of warm water. That's just 1 cup, and I'm going to mix that. Get that all mixed in, and then we will get our 2nd cup poured in there. A little hard to manage with floury fingers. There's 1.5 cups of water in there. And you really want to get this mixed in with your fingers. You can use a automatic mixer. I like doing things by hand just because I'm old. All right, and this is our last half of water that's going everywhere. And you're going to want to scoop down and get that flour at the bottom. And it is going to be really sticky. You're going to want to knead this until it starts to pull away from the bowl. It's still going to be pretty sticky. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to let this rest once we get all of that flour incorporated. And what that'll do is when you're letting it rest is you're letting the flour get hydrated and the elastins to start working, kind of similar to when you're doing bread. So you see how my hand started out and now it's all finished. So now we are at the point where we can put some plastic over this and let it rest. If you have a bowl cover, that's fine. You can use that too. Because it is flour, and because again, I live in Colorado, everything dries out. So if you're in a dry climate, if it's during the summer, whatever time of year you're doing that, and it's dry outside, cover it with plastic while you let it rise, because it will dry out. And you're going to want to let that rest for 20 minutes. And there you go. And that's going to sit there. Okie dokie. So our tortilla dough has rested. You'll see now I put my fingers in it. Not a whole lot sticks to it, so that's the perfect consistency that you want. Basically what I do is you're just going to roll it around your fingers. It is going to be moist and wet. You don't want to add flour to it because then they're going to get stale. You can hear my dogs eating in the background. All right, so you're going to take that and push it around. And rolling out tortillas is not my forte, but you're going to go once towards you, once away, and then rotate. Towards you, away, and then just rotate. Towards you and away, and you just keep rotating. And I have not perfected the perfect circle of a tortilla as of yet, but I'm getting there. All right, and I cook them in my cast iron. And as you put one down to cook, time frame wise, usually by the time you roll out your second or third or subsequent one after that. And it's super easy to do. Like I said, I am very intimidated by this type of thing. And so it's taken me out of my comfort zone to do them. And I'm still learning and still trying to figure it out. And these are definitely thicker than most. I don't have a tortilla press, as I said before, but that's okay. I'd rather do things the hard way so I can figure it out and then do things the easy way after that. So that's what you're looking for. Just a light color on your tortillas, just like you get in the restaurants. You'll see some puff, some bubbles come up. And you just keep repeating the process until you're done. And that's your tortillas. All right, first tortilla is done. Nice, light, fluffy, and super good. Super, super good. So try them. They're not hard. Don't be intimidated. You can do it. Bye.